Welcome to episode 6 of Captain of My Shed. I'm Captain Mikey. I've actually been doing some work. So we have been to Grenoble, Edinburgh, Belfast, Newcastle, and where did we go? Geneva yesterday. So that's one of my favourite spots to fly into. So that's felt nice, getting back in the flight deck again. Anyway, I said in the last episode that I've got big plans for this year. None of those plans are going to happen in this shop the way it is, and probably one of the biggest plans is to refit this workshop. I'm going to show you around in a second. You'll see what an absolute tip it is, but it doesn't need to be this way. Right, just so that you get orientated, here's the door to the workshop. And for anybody who's a neat freak or hates messy workshops, look away now, because this is a disaster. This includes you, Dad, so you don't want to see this. Right, let's have a look. I don't need to say anything about that. Look at the state of it. This is ridiculous. Who could work in here? Anyway, you can tell this place is in desperate need of a tidy up and a clear out. So that's what we're going to do. Starting this end, I'll set you up, and we'll time lapse it and see how much we can get done today. Hello again, everyone. Next project today is to paint this back wall. Tools for today are this for cutting in, this for rolling on, and some paint and a paint tray, which looks like this. Next item on the agenda, French cleats. a momentous day, people. Poor old Henry, my old mate Henry, he's been soldiering on with a very bad case of asthma. He just doesn't suck as well as he might. Today, I got through the post this. Now, this is fairly inexpensive. I forget how much it cost me. I picked it up off Amazon. I waited an age for it. It's a Cyclone. And when I combine this and this, which is a 30-litre drum, I have a dust collection system, which is much better than the bag that poor old Henry has to suck the dust into at the moment. So, I'll show you what I made already for the 30-litre dust collector there. Henry sits underneath in this space here, and we're going to put the Cyclone on the top and hook Henry up and see how we get on. So it's been working now for a little bit, and you can see I've got the hoses hooked up. The idea is that Henry gets hooked up to the top, and when he's turned on, that pulls suction up, or it creates suction within the Cyclone here. And due to the shape, as it pulls in dust through here, this hose would be hooked up to whatever machine you're using, or just as a shop cleanup, and pulls the air in here, and it starts spinning round, and that holds the dust in a sort of cyclone, which then eventually gets pulled down and it drops down into the bucket here. You can see it's been filling up nicely. That's, you know, a couple days worth of use now. These tubs are nice because you get a really good tight seal. You want to try and have an airtight seal throughout the whole system so that you don't lose suction. And these tubs are great because they're not that expensive. It's a food grade tub, quite stiff actually to close, but nice tight seal on that, so there's no loss of suction through that. I'll put this on its stand. There you can see Henry. He's got nothing in him whatsoever. I still keep this filter in because some very fine dust will get through. Put his head back on. He tucks away in by there, so he's not. So he's nice and neat. I've given him a little clicker. I've deliberately got myself a pile of dust here. There we go, sucked it up really nicely, and I'll just show you now there'll be nothing in Henry whatsoever. All that dust has gone straight into the blue bucket. Result! Demonstration over, and that's basically the end of my effort to tidy up the shop. So I think it's time to have a look around, have a look at the finished result. I hope you enjoy it. Well, here it is. It's been a month in the making, and it's been quite a lot of hard work, a few late nights, trying to juggle family life and setting this up as cost effectively as possible has been a challenge, but I think you'll agree it's worked out really nicely. I've got storage for everything now up on the wall where it's nice and accessible, so I can pick stuff up and put it down when I'm finished with it instead of cluttering it up on some desk or surface. I've got my storage in the back here with pillar drill, bandsaw, sander. I can also swap that out for the chop saw if I want to. I don't use that very often, but there we go. In the center I've got the table saw and router table. Now this is actually something I used a lot when I was building the rest of the furniture for the workshop or the shed. My wife keeps telling me to stop saying shop because it sounds too darn American, man. My shed, she's right, it's a shed. So anyway, I use this a lot to build parts of my shed, and I can tell you the waltz saw performed beautifully. So obviously the electric guitar has been on the back burner now for a little while. That's going to come back into play. We'll start building that next month. And I've got another interesting stringed instrument to show you guys, something that a lot of you probably will never have seen. So stay tuned for that one, and we'll look forward to it. Okay, stay with me for the ride. I think it's going to be worth watching, obviously. Can you imagine if I said, I don't really think it's worth watching, I wouldn't bother if I were you, don't tune in. No. If you like the content, if you like what's going on and where this is going, then please subscribe, follow, like, recommend, get the word out, all that lovely stuff. And we'll see you next time for a bit more in this newly refurbished tiny little workshop. Take care, people. See you later.